Sup, Selectra here, and welcome to my floor. All jokes aside though, I'm actually here for like an IRL video, which is very rare for me to do. So I'm going to introduce you to a little buddy of mine. This is Gwyn. He is a backpack that I got from an aquarium years ago. And he originally only had about as much room as a coat pocket, so I gutted him and built a whole new inner layer. Nowadays, I call him my Hydroguin, because I have gut problems. And with those gut problems, my doctor told me, girl, you need to drink way more water. And I'm like, oh, but that's a pain in the ass to fetch the water bottle out of your bag 24/7. So I looked into water bladders. I looked into like a whole bunch of shit. And frankly, it just wasn't doing it for me. So I decided to make my own system, my own hydration station. I'd seen a couple videos online, get a duckbill valve and all the rest of that stuff. And this is version 1. So I could not get a duckbill valve. What you're seeing there, surprise, surprise, it's a breast pump replacement valve off of Amazon. And I mean, you can see that this is a pretty jank system. This is a cheap lid that I got from like the dollar store, and it's such a bad setup that I needed a rubber band in here basically to try and stop it from leaking. There were a lot of problems with V1 when it was all put together, but it also worked. It had me drinking a lot more water when I went to conventions, events, the whole 9 yards. The fact that I could just nip on a little bite valve and drink directly out of the bottle on my back without having to mess around with things, it was a real game changer. The main problem was the leaking. You couldn't tilt it on its side, or if any pressure ended up on the back of the bottle, it would cause water to basically come firing out of that spout up there, which was actually part of the connection system. Because originally, how this connected was I would just take the HydroPack line. Apologies as I'm doing this all. Swap hands, haha. So the way that this would work, if I could screw this on. There we go. Bottle attached. So I would take the end of this, because I did not have the proper connector to this HydroPack line that I ended up getting from an old running buddy who ran a shoe store. Awesome dude. Is I would just slide it on. So any pressure on the bottle and that section where it connects would leak, which was a massive problem. This is why I am very happy that I am going to be retiring the version 1 of the hydration station for version 2. So, bye-bye. We're not dealing with you anymore. So for version 2, I wanted to start out strong. I wanted to make sure that I had the correct kind of piece, the correct kind of container, the whole 9 yards. And so, with Hydroguin in the frame, I picked up this bad boy. And I mean, this is not anything special. I got it from my local Fields. Oh, I have a pump replacement valve in here. So yeah, this is just some cheap thing I got at Fields. The problem was the lid. The lid had an interior thick line that was so wide that it was right at the 10-11 millimeter mark. So the breast pump replacement valve, duckbill valve, waka waka, waka 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 waka, sorry. It was too big to fit. So I had to go searching all around town for something better. And I did. I found something better. It's out of its package right now. A Marina check valve. Protects pumps from water... Let's get some clarity on there. Protects water pumps from water back siphoning. Minimum airflow restriction. Boom. Clarity. Yes, the iPod is working today. So what that looks like is this. It's this little doohickey. So basically, water and liquids can go through this end. They cannot go through this end. It is a full one-way valve. And this is perfect. So I went to my local library. And my library is kind of freaking dope. as in it has this awesome item rental thing. So here is the lid. And in the item rental, I rented the toolkit with the drills. Editing me will do a great job at showing some work in progress videos on the screen and, like, you know. Okay, I'm back to the video. So, yeah, I drilled out 2 holes, one for the check valve, that's what these things are called, and one for my hose to go through. Another thing I wanted to do to make this a lot better, I'm just going to stuff this in one-handed so you can kind of see how the final construction is going to look once it's glued in. So that's going to be in like that. That's going to stick up just a little bit, just to get that air in. I also managed to get my mitts on one of these. This came off of a Source branded water bladder, and I actually spent 3 hours, I shit you not, sawing this stupid piece out of the bottom with a steak knife. It has taken 3 hours, but finally, it is free. It is free. I mean, I picked up the whole thing for $2, and the only reason I picked it up was because it came with the black end and the black connector so that I can have a very satisfying... Come on, I want to do this one-handed, please. Very satisfying. Pathetic noises. Nice, there we go. So that is an airtight seal. That's not going to leak, which means that by attaching this to the upper section of the straw, this little blue dicky that's sticking out, like so, it will look better when I actually have it attached. But this way I have quick release, which it just helps. Whoops, everything fell. Man, filming this shit one-handed is really difficult. I can see why people actually buy tripods now. Anyway, that is my work in progress on the Hydroguin V2. And, I hope this helps, like, some cyclists or whatever to be able to make yourselves a hard water bottle system that, you know, isn't going to get punctured or fall apart in the back of your bag. Also, just a fun little thing I like about this one in particular is that the butt of it unscrews and you get a full freaking drinking glass alongside your bottle. So, you know, you can have the fruit punch and keep your water on you at the same time. I thought that was kind of cool. Anyway, I guess that's just me being weird and autistic for a little bit. So, yeah. Slut out. Toodles.